Hey, sixth graders, welcome to week 7 of your online classes. Congratulations and happy Monday. Last week, we were really focused on algebra skills, so expressions and equations. And this week, we're going to switch gears into a new or a different topic, not new, but different topic, ratios, which is one of my favorite topics of all of sixth grade. So I'm really excited. We are going to today describe a ratio between two quantities and write ratios. So those are our two jobs today. First, just a quick review. I know you've seen this before, but I just want to remind you, what is a ratio? Okay, what is a ratio? A ratio shows the relative size of two or more values. So when I say relative size, I mean how much of one thing given how much of another thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few examples of these, but once you really think about it, you'll start to see ratios all the time. So as we're going through these examples, try to think of another real life example of a ratio that you see or use in your daily life. Okay, so here's an example. For example, if there are 8 oranges and 6 lemons in a bowl of fruit, then the ratio of oranges to lemons is, here it is in words, 8:6. Similarly, the ratio of lemons to oranges is 6:8. Notice how the order changed? And the ratio of oranges to the total amount of fruit is 8:14. Where did that 14 come from? What does it represent in the problem? Yes, 14 came from the sum of 6 and 8. It represents the total number of pieces of fruit in the bowl, right? When I think about the students in my class, when homerooms are decided, we want there to be a pretty equal ratio of boys and girls in each class, right? When we're setting up a school, we want pretty equal ratios of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in our different classes. Bowl of fruit is one you probably don't think about very often. But I love your examples. So on your notes, go ahead and write an example. If we were in class, I would hear from your voice. But go ahead and write on your notes one example of a real world ratio. If you'd like, you can use my boys and girls in class example. Awesome. I can't wait to see those. There are 3 ways to write a ratio. For example, if there was a ratio of 5 girls to 3 boys, maybe in a club or a group of siblings, you could write that ratio 5:3 with the word 2. You could write it 5:3. When we see it that way, we actually read it this way, okay, 5:3. So this one says 5:3, but with a colon. And this one written as a fraction, we also just read as 5:3, 5:3, okay? If you didn't know this was a ratio, or you weren't thinking about it in the context of ratios, you might say 5/3 or 5/3. That's all the same thing, okay? Also, you can, and you won't see it today, but you may see it this week, write ratios with values you don't know. So values represented by variables. So A to B. You can write it in those ways as well. For example, if I said let A represent the number of apples in my shopping cart and let B represent the number of bananas in my shopping cart, what's the ratio of apples to bananas? Okay. Gosh, I love ratios. Okay, let's do a quick check for understanding. I want you to look at that bag of marbles and tell me, what is the ratio of blue marbles to green marbles? Okay, I'm going to actually get my marker out. And you can go ahead and put this on your paper. Okay. If I want to write the ratio, I can write it any of those 3 ways, right? I can write it as a fraction, with a colon, or with the word. I'm probably going to write it with a colon. I think it's easier for my mouse here. But in order to write the ratio of blue to green marbles, I need to know there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue marbles to how many green marbles? 5. 6:5. Awesome, that's the ratio of blue to green. Can you find the ratio of blue to total? We know that there are 6 blue marbles. Do we know how many total there are? Let's see, I know there's 6 blue and I know there's 5 green, so that's 11 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, plus 9, that's 20. 6 to 20. All right, one thing that I want to point out here is that you can simplify ratios, and often you should. So in this case, think about 6 to 20. Can you visualize it like a fraction? 6 over 20. Can you simplify that? Oh yeah, you can. I can divide each of those numbers by 2, and I'd have an equivalent ratio, 3 to 10. So the ratio of blue marbles to total is 6 to 20, or 3 to 10. Okay. What about the ratio of red marbles to not red marbles? Okay, write down your idea. I know there are 9 red marbles. How many not red marbles are there? Yes, there are 11 not red marbles. So the ratio of red marbles to not red marbles is 9 to 11. I can't simplify that one any more than it already is. Take a second to jot this on your paper so you have it as we move into our guided practice questions. Excellent. So this is a really good review. I want to pause here and do our question of the day. You're going to listen to my question, think of the answer, and then I'll reveal the answer. I want you to type it in exactly in the Google form, so the Google form will grade it correctly for you. Okay? Yeah. The question of the day is, what's important to remember about ratios? What's important to remember about ratios? This is something I want in your head for the whole time we're working today. And the thing that's most important about ratios is this: order matters. Order matters. So that was our question of the day and the answer of the day. I'm going to type it here for you, but I'm not going to leave it here. But please go ahead and type in order matters. That's the answer for our question of the day. Order matters. What do I mean? If I say find me the ratio of red to not red, then I mean I want the number of red first and the number of not red second. If you swap the order, then you haven't given me the ratio that I've asked for. So you've got to be super careful. Order matters. Okay. All right, we're ready to move on. I'm going to get this out of here. So it is there for my friends who are watching the video carefully. Thank you. Let's do a guided practice question. This is guided practice number 1. There are 24 students in a math class and 20 students passed the last quiz. Nice. What was the ratio of the students who passed the quiz to those who did not pass the quiz? I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of annotations. What I highlight on my slide, I want you to jot on your paper as a bullet point next to number 1. Okay. So there are here it is. What is the ratio of students who passed? That's the first part of my ratio. To, so there's a couple keywords here. Of, here's the first part. And then 2 says, here's my second part after, did not pass. Go ahead and select the answer you think is correct. Please select the answer you think is correct. How many students passed the quiz? Yes, 20 passed. How many students did not pass the quiz? Did you say 4? 4 students did not pass the quiz. A common mistake is to put 24 here because 24 is a number given in the question. But if I want to know how many students did not pass the quiz, I need to take the total number of students minus the students who passed. 20 to 4. My correct answer is D. Okay. These answer choices are not simplified. You could simplify your answer if you were working on your own, but since they're not simplified, I'm not going to worry about doing that right now. Okay. Awesome. Let's look at another one. Guided practice question number 2. A game has green and blue pieces. The ratio of green, there's that word that tells me a ratio is coming next. So green comes first in my ratio. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. 2, that tells me the second part of my ratio is coming next. Total, green to total. Okay, green to total is 5 to 12. Select all the statements about game pieces that are correct. Before we look at this, let's just write down what we know, okay? Let's just write down what we know. Go ahead and jot with me. We know there are green pieces and there are blue pieces. So I'm going to use G and B. And then there is a total. Go ahead and jot this on your paper. So let's talk about this ratio. So green to total, 5 to 12. That means there are 5 green pieces for a total of 12. How many blue pieces are there? Yes, there are 7 blue pieces for every 5 green pieces. Now note that actually there could be 24 pieces. How many green and how many blue would there be if there were 24 pieces in the game? Yeah, if there were 24 pieces, that's my total times 2. So if I want to know how many green pieces, I can multiply it by 2. 10 green and 14 blue. Cool, let's read these answer choices. The ratio of green pieces to blue pieces is 7 to 5. Is that true? Green, 7? Nope, that's not true. They've got it backwards. On your paper, please write A, not true. Maybe just put WO for wrong order. That's going to be a common misconception that you'll see, a distractor answer. So let's create a little abbreviation, wrong order. Okay, B, the ratio of total to blue is 12 to 7. Are there 12 total? Yes. Are there 7 blue? Yes, I like B. B is true. Awesome. Let's look at C. There must be 7 more blue pieces than green pieces. 7 more blue than green. Are there 7 more blue than green? No, there's 7 blue and 5 green, not 7 blue and 0 green. So C, not true. Please write your little explanation for why on your paper. Okay, last answer choice. The ratio of total to green is 12 to 5. What do you think? Yes, I agree. D is correct. On your paper, please make sure you have answer choices B and D selected. Nice work. Okay, please enter the answer in your Google form. This is guided practice question number 2. Awesome. Here's question 3. Take 30 seconds on your own. All right, which answer choice did you pick? It says, which ratio in fraction form is equivalent to 7 red bikes to 11 blue bikes? 7 to 11, I would write as 7 to 11, okay? Answer choice C is correct. If you chose answer choice C, put a big star on your paper. Whoa, not that big, that one was crazy. This is hard to write with my mouse. Awesome, great work. Question 4. Complete the sentence below to make the sentence true. I love this question. Read really carefully. Nora's fruit stand sold 12 fewer pineapples than bananas last week. The stand sold 48 bananas last week. Last week, the ratio of bananas sold to pineapples sold was blank. Take 1 minute on your own. Go. There's a trick to this question, so make sure you read really carefully. Okay, let's come on back together. The key word in here is fewer. There are 12 fewer pineapples. There are not 12 pineapples, right? So you got to be really careful. I'm going to go ahead and write a ratio table for this question. I have been just listing out like red, green, total, but I think a ratio table might be really helpful for this because I'm hearing a part to part ratio. That means part of the whole to part of the whole. Sometimes ratios are part to total, and sometimes they are part to part. And for this one, I think I'm thinking about it using a ratio table. So I have pineapples and I have bananas. Okay, pineapples and bananas. The fruit stand sold 12 fewer pineapples than bananas. The stand sold 48 bananas. I'm going to go ahead and plug in. I know there's 48 bananas sold. I know there are 12 fewer pineapples. So how many pineapples were there? 12 fewer means subtract. Means, yes, 48 minus 12 is 36. So the ratio of pineapples to bananas sold was 36 to 48. What's the ratio of bananas sold to pineapples sold? Well, I would write 48, I'll use a fraction this time, to 36. Let's go ahead and simplify that because I don't see those numbers in my question. I know that both 48 and 36 are factors of 12. I know 12 goes into 48 4 times, and I know 12 goes into 36 3 times. So the ratio of bananas sold to pineapples sold is 4 to 3. You could also write it as 4 to 3. 4 to 3. Answer choice D is correct. If you got answer choice D correct, let me work on my star here. Beautiful, love that one. Go ahead and put a big star on your paper if you got it. Really nice thinking. So the trick to that question was that the number you needed wasn't given in the question. So look out for that on your independent practice today. You might need to subtract to get the answer that you need, or add. All right, folks, this is our last one. I love this question because it ties in what we know about area and geometry with what we know about ratios. Love that. This is guided practice question number 5. A flower garden is divided into equally sized parts, and the same number of flowers is planted in each section. The color of the flowers planted in each section is shown below. Select 3 of the following statements that are true about the garden. So here's the garden. It's split into this many sections. How many sections is it split into? 8, right? I see 8 different boxes here. I have pink flowers in this section, red in this section, and so on. Let's go ahead and look. I'm going to give you a minute actually to try this one on your own. I'll see if I can get my timer going in the background without taking up too much of your space. Hold on. All right, I think I've got it. Here's our 1-minute timer. Go ahead. All right, let's come back together. It's okay if you didn't get a chance to finish all the way. What do you think? The ratio of yellow flowers to purple flowers is 3 to 1. A is true. That's right. There are 3 yellows for every 1 purple. B, the ratio of red to purple flowers is larger than the ratio of yellow to pink. In order to compare size of ratios, I'm actually going to write both ratios and then think of them, think of their size like you would a fraction, okay? So red to purple, what's the ratio of red to purple? Red has 3, purple has 1. That's the ratio of red to purple. What's the ratio of yellow to pink? Yellow to pink is 3 to 1. Is the ratio of red to purple larger than the ratio of 3 to 1? No, those are equal ratios. So I'm going to go ahead and say that B is not true. That is not true. That's a tricky one. Nice work there. C, the ratio of pink flowers to purple flowers is 1 to 1. Pink to purple, yes, that's 1 to 1. C is true. That should be circled on your paper. Put a star on that one if you got it. D, the ratio of pink to total is 1/8. Pink to total. How many pink are there? 1. How many total are there? 8. Total, we count the pink one again because it's part of the whole, right? So there are 8 total boxes here. Yep, D is true. Love that answer choice. E, the ratio of red to yellow on the top row is the same as red to yellow on the bottom row. What do you think? E is not true. Up here, I see there are 2 yellows and 1 red. So the ratio of red to yellow is 1 to 2. But on the bottom row, it's opposite. The ratio of red to yellow is 2 to 1. So E is not true. The amounts are not equal. F, the ratio of total flowers to red flowers is 5 to 3. Total, how many is the total? 8, right? There are 3 red. So the actual ratio is 8 to 3. F is not true. Wow, did you get A, C, and D correct? Nice. If you got 100% on this question, which means you selected those 3 choices and you did not get tricked by B, E, and F, really nice work. Give yourself a nice self high five. Crushed it. Awesome. A, C, and D were my correct answers. Please enter your answer for that guided practice question in the Google form below. All right, folks. You have an independent practice to complete today as well as a skill builder, practicing some extra skills from last week. Please go to office hours at 3:15 today to see Mr. Zamora to get all of your questions answered and earn some Vista virtual points. I will link your independent practice and skill builder in this presentation when I'm done filming. Have a really awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.